the change has been like drastic. Like, I don't even know what to tell y'all. Guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Shai. Thanks again for tuning in for another video. So today we're going to do my 2-year update as a nurse. So for many of you guys who are new to my channel or don't know much about me, I've been a registered nurse for the past 2 years and however many months y'all want to add on as some change. So I kind of just wanted to sit here and talk about how becoming a nurse changes your life, because people are like, okay, you go to work, you come home, it's your job, but it can change you physically, it can change you mentally, it can change you emotionally. So I just kind of wanted to tell you guys how it's changed me, what's been beneficial, what sucked, and if you're here and you're getting ready to get through this journey, I wish you all the best. So stay tuned and we're going to jump right into it. Okay guys, so the first thing I want to kind of talk about, I had like talking points down and I don't even know where my notebook is. So obviously I need to get my life together. And that's like my first thing I want to tell you guys about my life as a nurse. Like, my life as a nurse, you enter this field and you are a type A personality. You are organized, you are like on top of stuff. It's like when you were studying in school, you were like the greatest student, and I'm telling y'all, bedside nursing changes that so much. Now don't get me wrong, I still perform anything that I can do with its best close contact with perfection, to its best ability, to the best quality for my patient. But guys, you learn that everything cannot be freaking organized. Example, me not being able to find my notebook right now is probably related to my brain in Nurseland or something. Like, you learn quickly as you get on the floor, even when dealing with patients. Like, everything cannot always be check mark, check mark, check mark down the list. Like, some days you will go to work and it will be complete chaos, and you have to learn to acclimate to this environment. So I think that was one of my biggest problems, and I did mention it in my interview too. One of my biggest issues, like my biggest weaknesses, is I need things to be in order and I need things to go like I would probably excel in a business or an accounting type of career, because I need things to be like bam, 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 and moving and going and setting and order and organized. And nursing, while organization and, like I said, quality is key, your every day is not going to be organized. Like, organization and quality, I mean, you're gonna do what you gotta do to make the best quality out of the situation you have, but every day it's not gonna be like checklist, checklist, checklist. I charted, I emptied this Foley, I placed this Foley, I placed this NG tube, and you're just checking your little boxes on your list. Like, that's not how it works. You will find out, especially by the end of the day, you have done so much crap, you haven't even kept track of what you did. You can remember it all, but it's just so, like, scattered. And the best organization for a nurse is scattered organization, I feel like. Like, knowing what you're doing, knowing that it was done safely, and knowing that it was done with the best quality. You have a certain mechanism to what you're doing. So that is the first way I can say my life has definitely changed, and even myself as a nurse. Alright guys, the second thing I'm going to talk about is how I value time. So, not that I never valued time in my past, but right now, where I'm at in my life, part of it I think isn't even related to nursing. I think part of it is relating to growing up. But I really just don't have time for like crap. Like, when you realize how much of your time you dedicate to work, and then you need to come home from work, rest, and then do other stuff. Like, I just don't have time to be doing anything that is not going to be beneficial to me. So, like, people want to go out after you get off work, which, granted, don't get me wrong, sometimes I go out, you know, I have, like, a drink or two after work. I don't got to work the next day. Everything is fine and dandy. But you can't be in the same space, like, because your body is now, one, going through, like, a 12-hour shift type thing, which whether you work day shift or night shift, 12 hours, I love them and I don't want to work anything else but 12s, but the way they hit your body is so funny, because you'll be fine. Like, I work my 12 hours, they fly by, I come home, I drive home, and then the moment I like get to my house and look at my bed, it's night. Like, I don't know what happened, I don't know what time I went to sleep. Thank God I took a shower, because if I didn't, I probably would have passed out in my scrubs. But it's just like, you're very critical of your time, and you don't have time to be wasted, and you don't have time to play games, if I want to say that. Whether it is friendships, relationships, family, you just get very, very critical. Like, I'll never forget the one time somebody, like, made me drive somewhere and we didn't even end up going anywhere. And I, like, totally spazzed out because I was like, do you not realize this could have been time that I was, like, sleeping or doing something else? Like, I think that's just part of being an adult, too. Like, you get very, like, time is money. No doubt about it. And if you're going to waste my time, you need to find some money. Alright guys, the next thing I'm going to talk about is my sense of humor and just how I approach situations. So, since becoming a nurse, I feel like my, like, wicked sense of humor has been, like, very, very, like, crazy. Like, I used to be such a big people person, and don't get me wrong, I'm still a people person, but the things you experience and the personalities you experience at work, it makes you very, like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's just the simple things. I'll never forget, like, I was talking to one of my coworkers, when I first became a nurse, like, every little thing that a patient said, a patient did, it used to affect me to my core. Like, whether, like, I remember my first week of orientation, my patient went to sign out AMA, and I made it my goal that whole day, mind you, with 5 other patients, that this patient was not going to sign out AMA. I followed this patient around all day. I went downstairs and got him out of the lobby. I, like, begged him not to leave. I told him we were here for his health and all this stuff. And not to say that wasn't quality patient care and it wasn't, like, a nurse in her caring aspect. But as I have grown as a nurse, I have learned that some things you can just not, like, you can't. So now, like, patients want to sign out AMA. Here's the form. I'm going to educate you on what, like, the benefits and risks are of you doing this, but here's the form. Like, you learn to not take everything with a grain of salt, I guess is the best ways for me to explain it. And another thing I kind of compare it to is, like, me being, I guess you could say, gullible in a way. And even, like, in my regular, like, personal life, I could be very, very gullible, and, like, somebody will do something to me, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, they didn't mean it, I gotta see the good in them. And now as a nurse, y'all, even dealing with personal situations, I'm just like, like, you gotta take accountability, you gotta be responsible, you gotta look out for yourself, because you are your biggest advocate. And I say that to people, and I even say that to my own self. So I feel like these 2 years have really, like, took me on a roller coaster, and it's, like, buffed me up a little bit. Like, it's made me a little bit, my heart is not on my sleeve as much anymore. Like, I'd be ready to, like, sometimes go to war at work, or it's not even the fact that we don't care as healthcare professionals, it's just the fact that we have to give you tough love. And tough love is important in nursing, it's important in relationships, it's important in friendships, it's even important, like, with your family. Sometimes you just gotta keep it 100. We can't baby people. If we baby people, we don't allow people to grow up, and we don't allow people to be accountable and responsible for their own actions and thoughts and feelings and things like that. So I think that is another way I have grown and matured from this career. This last topic, I know somebody's been sipping their tea waiting for me to talk about money on my channel. So how has my money changed since I've been a nurse? One thing I will tell y'all straight up, and this is a disclaimer, especially if you know me, I don't have no money. I don't have money. I pay student loans, I'm going back to school, I'm working my behind off. As you guys know, I have another stream of income because I realized how much more I needed money. But what I can say about the profession is I have been a lot more comfortable in my lifestyle. Now, being a nurse has also taught me not only to, like, I work hard, I play hard, so I work for what I want. It's also taught me how to be a little bit more frugal with my money, I think, too, because the work you do, the work equals the money. Sometimes I feel like you deserve more for what you do, but I got to be grateful regardless. But when you work so hard for what you earn, it makes you more careful about how you spend. And like I said, a lot of this too can be not only the profession making me more mature, but also me growing up. You guys gotta understand, I'm in my, like, end of 20s. I turned 26 this year, so there's been a lot of revelations from, I will say, due to my career, and also just a part of growing up. So I mean, don't get me wrong, I have a lot more money now to, you know, pay bills, to get things that I think I need, to, like, disperse and everything like that. But I also still have to be frugal. I do budgeting, I plan, I don't spend money like I used to. And though the pay, like I said, the pay is enough for you to live comfortable. I never have any fears that my career will not compensate me enough to live my most frugal needs, such as shelter, food, things like that. But you also learn to be mindful of how you spend your money, be mindful of how you invest your money, and also be mindful of what you want to invest in for the future. So like even like bettering my credit and things like that. I know this career has helped me a lot with that because I'm paying down debts and such that I wouldn't have done in the past. But also it allows me to live comfortable. I know I can go to work. I know I'm going to have a job. I know nursing is always hot and in demand. When I was in college going for nursing, I never forget, people used to always make jokes. Nurses just do it for the money. Nurses just do this. Nurses just do that. Y'all wipe all day, etc., etc. But like I told people, I remember I did a big clapback and I said my profession is always in demand and always needed. So I will never ever have a reason to feel like I went to school for nothing, or I went to school and I'm not getting the fruits of my labor. So that's basically how money-wise nursing has, you know, changed my life. Now, if any of you guys want me to do, I know a lot of people have requesting what do I make as an RN in New Jersey. I will do that if you guys do want to see that video. So just leave comments down below. Let me know if that's something you guys are interested in, or if you guys aren't interested in it. So okay guys, so overall we have reached the end of our video. So I've given you guys some reasons and some tips and some, not even tips, I've given you guys some ways that nursing has changed my life as an individual, as a person, as a personality, everything like that, how nursing has changed me, whether it be for the good, whether it be for the bad, whether it be for both. These are just ways I feel like being in this career can kind of either change your mindset or change the way you approach situations. So if you guys are in nursing and you feel like there's some changes that have happened in your life and you want to share them, please put them down below in the comment box. You guys know I love interaction. If you disagree with any of these things that I said, feel free to also comment on that also. But anywho, I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on your way out. I will see you guys in the next one.